Hey Capricorn, welcome to January 2023. I want to wish you all a happy new year. I am so excited to do this reading for you this month. We are really starting off with some very profound and beautiful energies. Exactly on January 1st, the first day, new year, we have Pluto and Venus coming together in your sign. This is a beautiful and profound transformative influence in your life, and especially in the way that you understand yourself. Especially if you are Capricorn rising, but even if you have other Capricorn placements, you're going to really feel this shift and this change. And I am just so excited to see this happening for you because, to be honest, January is kind of off to a slow start otherwise. We start off the month with 3 retrograde planets, which will all be going direct, interestingly enough. We have Mercury going direct on the 18th. Mars is going direct on the 12th, and Uranus is going direct on the 22nd. So as these energies are starting to move forward or gain momentum, there are things that are shifting, but it might happen a bit slowly for a lot of us. It's almost like we are tying up loose ends. We are releasing things in order to move into this new cycle. And especially for you with Venus and Pluto coming together, you are really removing and purifying any sort of self-limiting beliefs or negative thought patterns that are no longer serving you. Before we get too far into your reading, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and the bell notification so you can always stay up to date with what's in the cards and stars for you. For those of you who are ready for a more personal, in-depth look into 2023, you can actually get 30% off any astrology reading on my website using the code in the stars through January 14th. You can find all of my links in the description box down below, including my services, astrology blog, and social media accounts. I am really curious to get into your cards now, Capricorn. We do have some interesting energies already on the table. The first card I actually pulled was the Nightingale, and this was from the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. And whenever I see the Nightingale card, this really is about speaking from your heart. It's about singing your truth, finding some sort of voice, whether that be creative or personal, and sharing that. And Nightingale is so interesting because these birds do sing at the darkest point, like the darkness before dawn kind of energy or metaphor is what I really get here. It feels like there is something that is dawning in your life, and it is dawning within you, specifically Capricorn. And so I really feel like music, poetry, any form of expression is going to be especially powerful for you this month, and anything that helps you express your heartfelt truth. And with Mercury retrograde in your sign, I'm going to be honest, it might actually be really hard for you to communicate or feel like your points are getting across to other people. And so maybe creative expression is one way to help crystallize or cement your thoughts, or to just get something out there and to work with certain ideas or feelings. So I really want this group to engage in some sort of creative play. Now, what's interesting is that we do have the Knight of Cups that came out in reverse. This was showing up for past influences for this spread. And the Knight of Cups in reverse really does signify a sense of disconnection, and it feels like you've been disconnected from your heart, Capricorn. And this could look like a couple of different things. I could see this as you maybe not even realizing you had certain feelings about a person or situation. You might be reconnecting with certain parts of yourself that have kind of been hidden. Especially since we were just in Sagittarius season, there's been a lot of focus on your subconscious mind, and so there still could be things that are coming to the light of day for you. Now, this could also represent a relationship that is no longer working for you. Maybe there is something that just like an unrequited love situation, or kind of figuring out there might not be compatibility, or maybe just something isn't working. Maybe this isn't even like an end to a relationship necessarily. But I do feel like some of you could be letting go of a relationship, and it actually does feel like it is you who is doing this, which is interesting. From there, we do have the Hierophant on the table, and this is kind of your advice. It's what you have been learning, what is becoming clearer to you this month, and how you can move forward. The Hierophant is a very spiritual card. It's sometimes very disciplined or very traditional. It's kind of like, it's like what has been established for you. And I feel like with these combination of cards that I'm seeing, we do also have the Devil in reverse. I do feel like some of you are releasing belief systems that really aren't compatible with you anymore, or you're kind of sifting through your belief systems. You are coming into what you feel is true, especially spiritual truths or existential truths. But this could also be about traditions, so things regarding relationships, home, family, all of these different things. We do also have a full moon in Cancer on the 6th of January, and for you, this could really represent a change or an ending in relationships or the way that you connect with other people. Now, this doesn't just have to be romantic either. This could also be a close friendship. This could be a business partnership. These are one-on-one relationships that are really changing for you right now. And I feel like with these shifts, you are letting go of things that are no longer serving you, whether that's people, beliefs, or just things from the past. I really do feel like there's kind of this clearing out, so to speak. And what's really interesting, I think with all of this energy in your sign, with Pluto, Venus, Mercury, the Sun, it does feel like there is just something that is changing about you. And it's almost like you thought you knew what you wanted, Capricorn, but there's something that is changing, and it's almost like you didn't actually want something, you just thought you did, or you were told you were supposed to want something, or you were conditioned to want something. And I'm kind of seeing this because we do have the Magician in reverse as well, and this is a potential challenge or change that is happening this month. And so when I see the Magician in reverse, sometimes things aren't manifesting. Sometimes things aren't happening the way we want them to. Or maybe you aren't actually taking the proactive steps towards something. And if you're being very honest, maybe there are certain parts of you that are in resistance or don't even want to achieve the goals that you have set for yourself. Now, this is just a general reading, so it's really going to be individual as to what to do exactly about the situation. But I think you really do need to have this come to Jesus moment with yourself. You really need to check in with what is true for you and check in with your heart. Your heart and mind might even be in different places right now, and you might be trying to think your way into feeling a different way about something or someone, but it's just like you can't do it. And part of that is also manifesting as resistance that is preventing you from realizing things or actualizing your desires. And that energy can be very frustrating. And again, we do have Mars retrograde in the sign of Gemini. We have Mercury retrograde in your sign. And Uranus is also retrograde in fellow Earth sign Taurus. And with Mars retrograde in Gemini in particular, this really does speak about efforts and, health, wellness, routine, those sorts of things, but also like what you are working towards, the daily grind, so to speak. And I'm wondering, maybe Capricorn, you haven't actually put as much time or energy or commitment into something as you thought you did. And you're kind of realizing that and asking yourself these really big questions. Well, why am I not fully invested in this? Why am I not moving forward in this? Is this not aligned for me? Or is there something that I just need to overcome or something that I need to integrate inside of myself before I can proceed and move forward? Whenever we talk about sabotage, I think it's really important that we consider that it's not so much we are afraid of success. It's what we fear. We fear what we think achieving that thing will mean, or what those efforts or steps will cost, or what will be sacrificed in order to realize something. So maybe you're punching holes in that. What's beautiful though, we do have the Three of Wands here for you in the future. So I do see something coming into the horizon for you. Something is coming, something is changing. And for some of you, it might be coming when it's like, oh, maybe I don't actually want this thing anymore. Maybe I don't want this promotion, or maybe I don't want this relationship with this person. And in kind of a funny way, when you release that resistance and that like grip on something, that's when it comes. For others of you, you are just coming into alignment. You are making plans, you are moving forward, and you are seeing signs of progress. And I think you will especially be feeling this towards the end of the month when we have Mercury going direct in your sign. Again, that is happening on January 18th. And this is actually the same day that the Sun conjuncts Pluto in Capricorn. So it really is like this darkness before dawn kind of energy. You are seeing the light, you are seeing the new day, there is something coming, and it feels really inspiring and really hopeful. And I really do like this energy for you. Now, with Uranus going direct in Taurus, this is kind of an interesting energy because this could be like sudden inspiration or creativity. And this could also be a sudden relationship or changes in your romance life or dating life. And that might also be what this Nightingale card is about, with this creativity, this music, this speaking from the heart. That feels really important to me as well. But overall, Capricorn, I feel like whatever it is whatever resistance you are encountering this month, I think you are seeing motion. You are seeing something come in the future, and it is making you feel very hopeful. And I do want to pull just a couple more cards, kind of clarifying this energy before we wrap up today. What are the messages for Capricorn? Anything else? Any other animal messages? We have the fish and we have the buffalo. Now, this is really interesting because the buffalo is a very spiritual animal and it's a very spiritual card to me. It's a very grounded spirituality. It kind of makes me think of yoga or meditation practices, things that really help you embody spirituality. And buffalo really is this slow, steady, moving energy. It's very firmly planted into the earth. And even though there's this storm that's going on in the background, this buffalo just keeps looking forward and keeps moving forward, and kind of head held high sort of energy. Your heart is facing forward and your horns are towards the heavens. You have this divine connection. And it's almost like whatever you are facing this month, you do have the sense of devotion or the sense of purpose or renewed sense of who you are that feels very inspiring to you. Now with the fish, this is interesting. I feel like this is energy you might have been in where you've kind of been swimming in circles. And maybe you've, again, been a little bit too passive or been a little bit too swept up in the tides. I really do feel like, Capricorn, it's important that you really take the time this month to ground yourself, especially with Mercury and Mars retrograde. Mars has actually been retrograde since the end of October. Mercury just went retrograde at the end of December. But both of these planets really do have an impact on our daily lives. Mars makes it very frustrating and difficult to move forward. Maybe that's been like a burnout sort of energy. That should hopefully be lifting around the 12th when it goes direct. And then Mercury going direct, or Mercury going retrograde, can really make it hard to communicate or do things efficiently. And so if you're feeling this kind of lost at sea energy at any point in the month, really pay attention to the moon. I'm getting that for some of you. That's really important, like what sign the moon is in or what phase the moon is in. Some of you should be working with the moon and doing some sort of moon magic or manifestation. But I really feel like it's important that you almost like make a list for yourself or figure out what it is that you need to do so you're not just being thrown by the tides. And like, I think this is kind of a balancing act, to be honest. I think there's just going to be moments, Capricorn, where it's like, oh, I've just kind of been on autopilot and actually I just keep bumping into interference or disruptions. And there's definitely disruptions this month, I'm not going to lie, but they are lifting in the second half of January. So there is hope. There is a light at the end of the tunnel here. And I just see this beautiful manifestation, which I actually do want to clarify. What is this Three of Wands for Capricorn? We have the Knight of Wands. So passion, excitement, adventure. Say yes to change. Don't overthink things and just go for it. I feel like some of you might have even been sabotaging by trying to be over-prepared or over-planning. And it's almost like you're burning your energy out before you can even move forward. And that's going to help you get out of situations where you feel stuck or disempowered. It's to just take actions and to just start doing things. I do feel like there are missing components with the Magician in reverse. Not all of the elements with the cups, wands, swords, and pentacles. I don't think they're all on the table just yet. And so you're still gathering resources, you're still gathering information, and there is still more that you are doing. And I think that will just become clearer. But again, overall, very, very exciting energy. This could also be representing some sort of romance or some unexpected source of passion. And that feels very, very exciting. Anyways, Capricorn, those are all the messages I am getting for you this month. Again, all of my links are in the description box down below, so if you want to book a reading or check out the astrology blog that accompanies this video, you are more than welcome to. I do also have links for all of my social media accounts. Do beware of scams and imposter accounts. It's been an issue for a while, but I think it's just good to remind all of you I will never message you for a reading. Anyways, I'm wishing you a very safe and happy and blessed January and happy 2022. Take care, Capricorn.